everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. We're going to go through the ComiXology Unlimited April editions. So let's go through here. Surprise, surprise, ComiXology actually updated their app with these picks early in the month. As you can see, it's April 4th. Past months, my biggest complaint with this service, they'll go live, they'll announce on Newsarama, it'll be on the website, blah, blah, blah. But in the app, in the iPad app anyway, where I go to download them, which to me I think is the easiest place to browse and hit borrow, download, and then go to read, especially now that I want to do these videos for you guys. They take forever to update their homepage, but they actually did it this month. So let's look at what is available. So this month, I've looked at them a little bit before, and it seems like there's a lot of Hellboy and a lot of Shazam. So last month in March, we had Hellboy Day. And they, we were celebrating Hellboy's 25th anniversary. And also this month, the new Hellboy movie opens up, and I hope to go see that. So that's why we have Hellboy. Obviously, Shazam comes out tonight on Thursday or tomorrow on Friday. And it's got some good reviews from previews 2 weeks ago. So hopefully that will live up to everybody's expectations. Infinity Gauntlet, there's stuff in here from that. Because, at the end of this month, Avengers Endgame is coming out. So lots and lots of stuff to celebrate and talk about and to tie into. So let's get to the big list. Here we go. So we saw these first six here. Hellboy in the BPRD, 1952. Art by Alex Malev, written by John Arcudi, Mike Mignola. Let's take a look at this. Typical Alex Malev here. Hard to see when he draws Hellboy. Let's go to the second volume. Who's on that one? Alex Malev again. Or no, that's issue 1. My bad. Let's see if we can get a preview if Hellboy's actually in the issue. So there's a Alex Malev Hellboy at the bottom here. Okay. Not terrible. I will check this out. So they've been doing these Hellboy things where they do different years. So Mignola told Hellboy's story in the regular Hellboy books, and those are all collected in omnibus formats. And I think you can borrow them here. Let's do this easy. This is why I love this app. You clicked on Mike Mignola. We're going to scroll down to, got to do Series, see all. Scroll down to H for Hellboy. Boom. Oh, wrong one. That's in Spanish probably. And then boom. So look at all this Hellboy stuff that's available on ComiXology Unlimited. All the way down. All that stuff. So you go through Hellboy in Hell. 1, 2. And was that the last one? It might be the last one. Let's go down to collections down here. Yeah, so lots of Hellboy stuff available to read as part of your $5 ComiXology Unlimited. So Hellboy in the BPRD is another thing that they're doing. So they told the modern Hellboy story, basically, like it took place in the 90s, 2000s, whatever. That ended. Then they're going back in Hellboy's past and talking about his history. So that's why you have Hellboy in the BPRD, 1952, because at some point in that regular series, he leaves the BPRD to go on his own adventures, separate from all that stuff. Saban's Go-Go Power Rangers. I haven't seen any of this. Apparently they relaunched this stuff, and that art actually looks pretty cool. Wow. I'm not into Power Rangers, but if you are, check it out. I think this is the one where they had the evil guy come back. No. Okay, so this is a different series, I think, than the one that's currently going on. I could be wrong. Comic Book History of Comics. I've heard about this a lot. So this is telling you the history of comics through comic books. That's kind of cool. I'll check that out. If you like Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics, this might be a good thing for you to check out. Fred Van Lente, Ryan Dunleavy. Fun art. Okay, Shazam, Volume 1. Well, it's not really Volume 1, is it? So this is the origin story of Shazam. If you're going to go see the movie, I definitely recommend checking this out. It is a fantastic story, fantastic art by Gary Frank. and written by Jeff Johns. This originally was in the backup, says right here, of Justice League 7 through 11, 0, which was the whole issue, and 14 through 16, and 18 through 21. So it was like little stories that they put in the backup of the Justice League, and then collected in a trade paperback. You can read it all the way through. There is one cover, that is this cover. That's the 0-issue cover for Justice League, and now it's the cover of this trade paperback. That's a good read. Infinity Gauntlet I already own, but you can read it for free on here. Do I own Deluxe Edition? Bonus Extras 1 through 6. This collects 1 through 6. Is the one that I own. So if you want the original story of the Infinity Gauntlet, check that out. It's pretty similar to the Infinity War movie. Pretty similar. The characters are a lot different, but that's a whole other thing. Here's some more Hellboy down here. Hellboy, the Troll Witch, Hydra, and the Lion. Is this collected anywhere else? Because I have the Hellboy omnibuses, but I don't know if this is part of the Weird Tales line. No, it says Hellboy. All right. Okay. Avengers, Time Runs Out. So basically they put the first 2 volumes? Oh, that's a bummer. So this is the end of Hickman's Avengers run, and it's leading up to the Secret Wars storyline that he did, and that finished out his Avengers run. So you start with Avengers, and then and New Avengers, and then this Time Runs Out. This is collected separately as this series here, because literally it was Time Runs Out on the, was the cover banner, and then it flip-flopped between an issue of Avengers, was like part 1, New Avengers was part 2, Avengers part 3. So they collected them all together instead of splitting them up and being Avengers Time Runs Out and New Avengers Time Runs Out. So, because that's the way to read a story. You cannot read one without the other. It's a really interesting story. It kind of takes place in the future. It jumps ahead a little bit in the future of the Marvel Universe. That was an interesting thing. And then they go into Secret Wars, and then you have to read Secret Wars to find out what happens there. And everything kind of blows up in Tony Stark and Reed Richards' faces. So they deserved it, basically. Okay, what else is here? Superman, Earth 1. I recommend these. I like these. This is drawn, the first 2 volumes here, all 3 are written by J. Michael Straczynski. The first 2 are drawn by Shane Davis. There's no preview here. What the heck? They are original graphic novels. I have these in hardcover, and I think is the only way you can get them unless they put them out in the trade paperback. But I like these. These are fun. So here's the art on volume 2, so you can take a look at that. And Shane Davis is not the best artist, but he's definitely detailed. You know, he's growing here. Unfortunately, he hasn't done a lot since then. He broke out really with some covers and then a run on Superman, Batman, Kryptonite, and then he was doing these, and this is like the only thing he was doing for a while. 2015 is the last one that wasn't Shane Davis. This says 2013, but they did not come out on the same day. So I don't know what he's done since, and I've seen a bunch of covers, but in terms of interior artwork, I don't know if he's done a lot. We have some more Hellboy, Volume 8, Darkness Calls. This is the last trade paperback that I own. I own 1 through 8 of the Hellboy trades, and I did not go on to collect the other ones. Although digitally, I do have the big omnibuses. They're on ComiXology somewhere else. But there's a lot of Hellboy here. I don't know why the Wild Hunt 2nd edition. What does this collect? Why is this 2nd edition? The inspiration for the new movie. So maybe, yeah, I have this Hellboy Omnibus, Volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go. So I have that. I have the short stories. These were available for like $5 each on ComiXology, and I said, yes, sir, I will take them all, because I have the trade paperbacks 1 through 8, but I don't have anything past that. And also, I'm so used to reading on my iPad now and wanting things to read on the go or whatever, or have it at my fingertips, that I bought them again. I'm a sucker. Okay, back to ComiXology Unlimited. Hellboy Beasts of Burden Sacrifice. Now, I read 1 issue of Beasts of Burden way back on the Comic Timing Podcast. I think they're written by Evan Dorkin, and the art is the same. Pretty much, it's about these animals that talk and stuff. Who's the artist here? Jill Thompson. Beautiful art by Jill Thompson. I never read anything about that one issue, but I will. Let's borrow this and download it. Boom, here we go. You got one. Half Past Danger. Road to Reich. Stephen Mooney. This looks like an Indiana Jones kind of thing. All right, we'll check it out. It's only 154 pages. We can do that. Published IDW. Half Past Danger 2. Oh, so what's the first one? 5 issues. Okay. All right, so here's some more Sisters of Sorrow. What's that? A nun with 2 Uzis. Interesting. Kurt Sutter brings us all new tale. All right, I'm down. I'm a sucker for Kurt Sutter. He is the creator of Sons of Anarchy, so that's at least worth checking out, skimming through. Okay, here's some more Avengers stuff. Avengers Hickman run, and it looks like the entire run is on ComiXology Unlimited, so you can read it as part of your subscription. And I definitely recommend you do. So you have, starts with Avengers World, and then it goes through here, and then we have like the new universe stuff come in, and then these weird Infinity guys, Infinity happens, which you need to jump into that series to read it here with this. I recommend reading the Infinity like hardcover omnibus because it has like prelude issues, then it has the Avengers issues, the new Avengers issues, then the Infinity event itself, which I thought was a terrible... the event was fine, but they structured it terribly. Because, let me scroll down here to Infinity. Here we go. 8 books. Okay, so I bought these, and I have this big omnibus, which is also here on ComiXology Unlimited. So good for you guys. But what sucked was you read number 1, and then it said, go read something else. And then you would go read issue 2, and then you'd have to read the issue of Avengers and New Avengers to really get the whole story before you came back to issue 3. So if you just read the Infinity issues 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're going to get half the story. Like, truly half the story. It was a terrible way to plot it, and I know they had different artists. You have Jim Chung doing an issue here. You have Jerome Pena, Dustin Weaver. A bunch of great artists helped out on this book, but truly the only way to read this is to read it like this. This is the Infinity Collected Edition. I think it's collected this way in the regular form and stuff, but it's all here. Here's an issue of New Avengers with Deodato art leading up to it, and so New Avengers 7 through 12, Avengers 14 through 23. That's a lot. That's like 10 issues to there, 14 through 23. And Infinity 1 through 6, and New Avengers 7 through 12. So it was a good event, but not the best plotted. So anyway, we're talking about the Hickman run, ComiXology Unlimited. You can read the whole thing. Once you read Infinity, you read Adapt or Die. Then you read Infinite Avengers. And then after this one, 29, you go back to Time Runs Out, Volume 1. So Avenger, oh, you're missing some. 35. Okay, well, we're missing something there. That's weird. But you can pretty much just read it from there. Time runs out. Okay, here's Infinity War Collected Edition. Now, I own this, but I have not read it yet. This is the sequel to the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. Art by Ron Lim. Here's some art here. And here's Thanos after stuff. So maybe Endgame's going to have some of this Thanos on the farm imagery from this storyline. So that would be interesting to check out. Oh, you know what? Here's exactly what... Let's talk about that. The first page of the Infinity War issue number 1, apparently, I think that's what this is is this scarecrow armor of Thanos. And if you go back and look at the Avengers Endgame trailer, one of them has this same image up against an alien cornfield. So, that'll be interesting to go back and read after I watch the movie. Cool. Infinity Wars. This is the latest series. I've read this. I thought it was okay. They get the Infinity Stones, and then this person who is not that big of a secret who she is, kill some people, and then they warp everybody together. And they have this series called Infinity Warps. It's pretty dumb. So here's Spider-Man and Moon Knight warped together, Iron Man and Thor, Phoenix and X-23, Captain America and Doctor Strange over there. It was kind of dumb, honestly. Jerry Duggan, Mike Deodato Jr. did the art, and he's always pretty good. I like his stuff. Okay, more Hickman stuff down here. Thanos Wins by Donny Cates. Interesting. Is this the one with the Cosmic Ghost Rider? I don't think I read this one yet. I think I read the first two. Anyway, this is an interesting series. I would check it out if I were you. Okay, getting to the fun stuff. Shazam! Now, okay, so I'm going to draw your attention to this one. Shazam Origins. In the same issues as the new ongoing Shazam series by Dale Eaglesham and Jeff Johns with some fill-in artists, because Eaglesham does a great job, but he's so detailed. Look at this art. Look at this art. But he's so detailed, he's kind of can't do a monthly book. So, what is Shazam Origins? Well, it's the book we talked about, the first thing, the Jeff Johns, Gary Frank stuff. So, it's a movie cover listed in a different place. So, there are literally 2 different ways you can buy the Shazam Origins book. Why did it scroll down? You're messing up my video. Okay. Jeff Smith, Monster Society of Evil. I did download this already. Apparently there are 2 covers. 206 pages this one. 235 pages this one. Okay. So this must be the regular edition, just the series, and then I was flipping through this last night. This one actually has some extras, so let's pull that up since I've already got it downloaded. Here are the issues. Let's scroll to the bottom. Here's the extras. This kind of stuff. So, cool. Anyway, I will read that on a different day. Shazam, 2011. This is Freddie Freeman Shazam after the Trials of Shazam series, which we will talk about a little later. Shazam, A New Beginning. So this, from what I was reading, they relaunched the Shazam series after Crisis. That's what this represents. And then I don't know if it really went anywhere after that. There's only 4 issues on ComiXology, so can't tell much of that. Shazam, A Celebration of 75 Years. When did this come out? 2015. You know what? Let's borrow that. I'll flip through that. Okay, more Jeff Smith stuff. Their second time. I don't know why they... And one's labeled the new edition, the other one's not. Billy Batson, The Magic of Shazam. I want to borrow this. Art Baltazar, Byron Vaughn's, Art Franco, 7 through 12. Well, okay. So they don't... Alright, well, this stuff came on ComiXology Unlimited. This is what I really want to read, is this Mike Kunkel stuff. This is what it was launched as. He did Hero Bear a couple years ago, and then he came on and did this. Only did a couple issues, and then Art Baltazar and all these other guys came on after that to kind of continue the series. So what does this one collect? 7 through 12. So I had 1 through 4. So he's done with 4. So the cover to 6 is the cover for that thing, but it's not. Huh, interesting. But it's not in the collected edition. That is strange. Strange stuff. Load, here you go. Could be fun. Sometimes you just gotta embrace your inner child. Okay. More Hellboy in the BPRD. Here's 1954. We talked about 1952. Here's 1953. 1955. Okay, so we're going in orders, basically. Like, Hellboy has an adventure a year. Hellboy in Hell, Hellboy Weird Tales, Hellboy in Hell Volume 2, The Death Card, Hellboy in Mexico, Hellboy Volume 10, 12, 7. Here's some other stuff. Hellboy. I did borrow this. This looks cool. I haven't read it yet. But this, and I was a little confused because I thought this was collecting the regular series, but this is called The Power of Shazam. And this is a 95-page graphic novel, written and drawn by Jerry Ordway. Look at this art, guys. Jerry Ordway was, I think he did Infinity Inc., I want to say, in the 70s or 80s. And he's kind of like similar to George Perez. I think he's inked George Perez before, stuff like that. So he's got a very similar art style. But he did this entire graphic novel, and I want to read it. And then from there, you can jump into the regular series. Unfortunately, it does not have Jerry Ordway art. It does have Peter Krause, which I've read his stuff on the Irredeemable thing from Boom by Mark Waid. So we'll check that out later. This is from 1995. There you have it. Okay, long in the tooth. But we're going through the individual issues because I was scrolling through here the other day. I saw some stuff that I knew I wanted to point out to you guys. Look at all this Hellboy stuff. All this is basically like all the stuff that's in the collected editions we talked about earlier. Comic Book History of Comics, Half Past Danger, 2. Or is this the first one? Okay, there's the first one. So we will borrow that so we can read both if we like them. That's the great part about ComiXology Unlimited. Here's Gem and the Holograms. We kind of skipped over that. Bone Parish. Did I look at that? Cullen Bunn. Necromantic Horror Story. Ooh. Oh, it's only the first 2 issues? Okay, well, we'll see in how that comes up. Giant Days, Volume 7 and 8. Why are these buried down here? 115 pages. Oh, they're all in here. Oh, the ComiXology's been promoting these. I think they published this. No, it says Boom. Anyway, lots of Giant Days on here. You can read all those. Go Power Rangers. Here's the Infinity stuff, single issues with Hickman, Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, Shazam. We looked at those. And then here's the hidden gems down here. Okay, Convergence, Shazam 1 and 2. These are the Convergence issues where they take 2 Earths and kind of smush them together. This art is written by Jeff Parker, art by Doc Shaner. I like his art, so we're going to borrow these. I didn't think I read these when they came out, when the Convergence stuff. It's downloading. Crap. Whoa, look at that. Bulleteer. Old school Bulleteer. And it looks like we're going up against the Gotham by Gaslight Batman. I can tell by the collar around his head there. So that's cool. So here's also DC Comics Presents 100-page spectaculars. I like these. They were doing these for a while and collecting little runs that kind of never got collected, or little stories or things that didn't really merit a trade paperback they put in here. Like this one, Son of Superman. Add that to my wish list. I thought I had bought that. Ed McGuinness stuff, Superman. Lots of stuff in here. Lots of good stuff. Secret Identity. 1 and 2. Wow. Soul Survivor. Catwoman, Birth of the Guns in here. Some Young Justice stuff is in here before they started actually collecting it. I guess It's kind of like, did these sell well? Then let's collect some more. The Flash, Lobo, Heaven's Ladder. Add that to wish list. That's good. Good stuff. Impulse, Will World, Fear Itself, Green Lantern, Flash, Elseworlds. Look at all that. Darkseid War. Oh, that's all Darkseid stuff. Okay. Catwoman, Guardian of Gotham, some Elseworlds stuff in here. Batman. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Here you go. Dark Knight, Dark City. That's a good run. And this is the one I was talking about. This is the one I own. It's an okay story. I got it for Ethan Van Sciver art, which is a weird thing to say now because he's gone crazy. But he's still one of my more favorite artists, I would say. But we're here to talk about Unlimited. So let's scroll down. Effigy down here. More Shazam, Justice League, Darkseid War. These have to do with Shazam. Outsiders, 5 of a Kind. This is when Batman was putting together a new Outsiders team, separate from Batman and the Outsiders. And this was like, one of these two people will make the Outsiders. And I can just tell you right now, it was not Shazam. It was Katana. So, is it a good Shazam issue? No. This is one you should read if you read 52. Blackest Night, Power of Shazam. So they bring back Osiris here as a zombie during the Blackest Night event. And the art is by Don Kramer. Great artist. Worth your read. It's pretty good. And then we have Shazam, the stuff. And then, for some reason, this trade didn't show up. It showed up way down here, but this is Superman and Shazam, The First Thunder. It's written by Judd Winnick, art by Josh Middleton, and I'm going to show you this art. It's beautiful, beautiful colors, kind of a new agey style, more anime influenced, but look at these covers, look at the interiors. Let's go to the last one. It's 4 issues. But it's gorgeous, gorgeous art. So I can't wait to read this. I don't think I've read that before. So then I was scrolling past here and I saw, okay, you have the Power of Shazam on here. Well, not only do they have the Power of Shazam, like we talked about the graphic novel, they have the entire series available on ComiXology Unlimited. So if you want this Jerry Ordway, Peter Krause written and drawn, we're on issue 24 and they're still in the book. That's incredible. You did not get that for very long, especially not now. Jerry Ordway, Peter Krause. Jerry Ordway, Peter Krause. Dick Giordano, we're on number 42. Jerry Ordway still writing it. 47, I think this is the last one. Creator's Jerry Ordway, so he comes and does art. Here's Jerry Ordway's regular art, if you've never seen it before. He's a little ink-happy, a little heavy on the inks, I guess, on some of his stuff than Perez does, but great, great artist. See, this is the cover to one of those collected editions, which collected like the last couple pages, or last couple issues. Superman, Shazam, Jerry Ordway, Dick Giordano, doing the inks. Cool, cool. So, scrolling past here, we looked at all those, Power of Shazam, the entire freaking series. Then, I got to, my thing that got me into Shazam. This is The Trials of Shazam, written by Judd Winnick, who wrote the Superman Shazam First Thunder, and the Red Hood storyline. He came up with Red Hood from Batman. Art by Howard Porter. Okay, so, let me just tell you about this. This is a completely digital effort by Howard Porter. This came out in 2006 and 2008, as you can tell down there. And let's just look at this art. It's gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Howard Porter went all digital. He was doing a great job on the series. I loved it. And then he hurt his hand. And the book got later and later, and it just became difficult for him to do. So his last issue is number 8. And then number 9, he did the cover, still had a cover for, but then we got this guy, Mauro Cassioli, who did a pretty good job filling in. It was his first stuff I think he's done. I don't know if he was all digital like Howard Porter. It definitely has a little more digital feel because it's so rendered. But anyway, so what is the story about? This story is about, well, in the first issue, spoilers. This is the setup of the whole thing, though. Shazam, Billy Batson, becomes the Wizard because the Wizard is gone following the events of Day of Vengeance and Infinite Crisis. So now Freddie Freeman is up to the challenge of being the Earth's mightiest mortal and imbued with the powers of Shazam. However, the powers of the regular Shazam, like whatever he had, are pretty much gone. So he has to go on the trials to earn each power one by one. The strength of Hercules, the wisdom of Solomon and stuff, the speed of Mercury. But at the same time, there are other forces in the magical world of the DCU trying to stop him. So like right here, so you have, who's this white guy? Well, this is actually the Billy Batson Shazam. He's now just called he's like taking the place of the Wizard. He's in the Rock of Eternity, and he's talking to his old buddy, Freddie Freeman, who was Captain Marvel, or Kid Marvel. I forget what his name was. Captain Marvel Jr., I believe, in the books before this. And now he's going to become Shazam himself. And this is kind of what constituted the name change from Captain Marvel in the red suit being called Captain Marvel, and then they started calling him Shazam. This is where that happened, pretty much. They said, you're going to be Shazam, not Captain Marvel. So that's what this is. And then boom, this last issue. Check this out. Look at this art. So this girl here with the white dreadlocks, she kind of gets one or two powers at the same time. From, like, stops Freddy, and the gods say, oh, well, you're more deserving than he is, so I'm going to give you these powers. And it concludes in this final battle for the world and for the powers of magic between these two forces and the rest of the Justice League at the time. So it's a pretty cool story. I really like it. It's 12 issues. It's all on here. Please, please, please check it out. Well worth your time. I don't know why it has not been collected before. But this is a long video, and that is the end of everything on ComiXology Unlimited for April 2019. Thank you guys for watching. Please go read Trials of Shazam. Go watch the movie. Go watch the new Hellboy movie. And we have Avengers Endgame coming at the end of the month, so check that out as well. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the funny pages.